You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. It's Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we want to talk about the vibe that we were feeling just a little between Taylor and Finn the other day, and we feel like there's some deja vu happening, and we are wondering if B&B is getting ready to hit us with a really sick twist. We're going to talk about it more in just a second, but if you haven't already, please reach down, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, casting news, promos, predictions, and more. So here's what we're wondering. Is Bold and the Beautiful about to see Taylor's character take an even harsher turn for the worse? Are they about to have Taylor repeat one of the most awful things from Brooke Logan's history? All right. Over the years, Brooke has done some sketchy things. And I mean, not just her. There's plenty of characters on B&B that have done sketchy things. But we're thinking of one specific type of bad deed that Brooke has done more than once. Remember, twice Brooke Logan slept with her daughter's man. And it wasn't just one daughter. She did it twice to two different daughters. All right. One was a boyfriend, and the other one was even worse because it was a husband. So what we're wondering is if they're going to have Taylor do kind of the same thing, since they keep repeating past storylines on Bold and the Beautiful. So thinking back in time, you may remember that at Hope's graduation party, it was a masquerade party, a masked party, and Brooke slept with Oliver. She thought it was Ridge, and he thought she was Hope, and they both wore masks and didn't know, and of course that really upset Hope. But later, well, actually not later, earlier earlier in Brooke's history, before this Oliver thing, that's when Deacon Sharp was married to Bridget Logan, who is Brooke and Eric's daughter, right? And Brooke slept with Deacon, and that's when she got pregnant with Hope. So the first time was definitely shady. The second time with Hope's boyfriend, at least she had the excuse of being behind a mask and not knowing who he was. And at the time, she slept with Deacon and she wound up pregnant with Hope. So, of course, there's not going to be a pregnancy plot if they repeated this storyline with Taylor, but there are some circumstances that make the possibility of Taylor betraying her daughter Steffi and betting Finn plausible and feasible. This could actually happen. It would make sense in the storyline, and it would be a callback to Brooke's history, and B&B writers seem really interested in tarnishing Taylor's character. And if you want to just smudge her up really good, her sleeping with her son-in-law would do it. And what would be really kind of funny about that is then Taylor really couldn't drag Brooke anymore if she did the same thing. But you can bet Brooke would be dragging Taylor about it. All right, so there are three big reasons that it is plausible and feasible that Bold and the Beautiful could do this twisted thing and have Taylor and Finn hook up. So consider this. Last week, Taylor and Dr. Finn had a really friendly hangout at the Malibu house while the Forrester team and all were in Italy. And so you could see that they are on really good terms. They are super comfortable with each other. They feel fine hanging out alone with no other adults around. So that's groundwork one. The second piece of groundwork is that Taylor is about to be absolutely crushed when she finds out that Brooke and Ridge are back on and making plans to spend the rest of their lives together. I mean, it sounds kind of like they were sort of making wedding plans when they were talking about Be Mine Forever and all that in Rome. So this coming week, Taylor and Brooke are going to have another vicious catfight about Ridge, and it's not going to change anything, and Taylor is just going to be single and jealous and angry. The third circumstance that lends itself to this twist that we are discussing is that it seems inevitable that Finn is going to find out about the kiss that Steffi and Liam had in Rome. And even though it wasn't like a full-on makeout sesh like Hope was having with Thomas, realistically, Finn would be crazy to let it slide. Not because she did anything more than kissing, but because it's not the first time. Steffi should never have been close enough for Liam to kiss her. She should always be at arm's length from her ex-husband because Finn forgave her last cheating with Liam. The last time he got upset at Hope and ran to her and they wound up in bed together. That was when she got pregnant with Hayes and then they didn't know who was the baby daddy. Remember that? And Finn forgave all that, and he's even been nice to Liam. But why would he tolerate for 1 second? Because to him it might look like, oh, well, you're back to this again. And he might assume the next thing is she's going to be back in his bed, especially if Liam's marriage is breaking up. So we've got Taylor and Finn having this nice relationship, Taylor about to be heartbroken, Finn about to be heartbroken. And we're going to talk about a step-by-step way that this could happen. But first, if you haven't, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and Beautiful spoilers, casting news, and fun videos like this. So let's talk about specifically how it could happen. So we could have Finn arguing with Steffi about this kiss and saying, you did it again, you've betrayed me, I don't know if I can trust you, and I really can't trust Liam, he's a dog. And he could walk out on Steffi just very upset about the kiss. And then he could run into Taylor drinking at Bikini Bar and they get completely blitzed together and she can vent about the Brook and Ridge stuff. He can vent about the Steffi and Liam stuff. And then number 3, they can just, they don't even have to show it. We can just see them waking up in the morning with a lot of regret for what they did. We don't even have to necessarily have a love scene. We could just have them waking up undressed and going, oh no, what happened? And then they give us the flashbacks and stuff. I mean, I do have to say it would be super soapy if they did it. I don't think that Bold is bold enough to do this plot, but wouldn't it be great if they did? And the stars are aligned to where it makes sense if they went there. And it would be crazy because it would cause so much upheaval. And before you think, oh, Taylor would never do that. Well, did you ever think that Taylor would pick up a gun and shoot Dollar Bill in the back? No, she went nuts and she might go nuts again. What you think?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.